Hello everyone. Now I'm here to explain about my event management app that includes event features and user authentication built with Node.js, Express.js, MongoDB and JWT for authentication. That manages events. Users can log in, register and get the event details and then register for the events like hackathon, Vishwatech or any events like quiz competition, etc. In our especially in our college, Vishnu Institute of Technology Bhimvaram, and they can also get their profile pages, and the profile also displays the registered events for them, so they can get reminded that they have to attend on a particular date. So let me show the demo of my app. Run this code in terminal npm run.dev. That will be run on localhost 8080. You can see here. So this is the website event management of app. Okay, these are the events conducted in our college. You can see here these are the event and about us and the contact details, etc. So we can access the event details information only when you login or signed and login in this website. You can see here it is asking. So I hadn't logged yet, right? So I'll go with sign up. Currently delete those the details I had already created in the DB. So let me give me some example like Shiva, email address .com, some Shiva. You can sign up here. It says new user created, then it will definitely uh, go to login page for the login. You can log in here, delete the previous information. So now I created Shiva Red. Now I am logging with the same credentials. Yeah, login successful, and you can see here now I got my profile icon here as I'm the user right here. Now I can go and check the details of our college events because I was already signed and logged in. Now I can check here. Yeah, it's an ethnic day celebrating tradition and culture. You can see here. And when I go to some hackathon or failathon like that, it says register now and etc. Now I'll show my profile icon too. Okay, since I was a new user, it is asking me to complete my profile. So I am completing my profile. You can see here. Give me some phone number. I'll give it. And college. I am giving my college. CSC. And the year is 2023. Now I am saving my profile. You can see here in personal details. It is dynamically added by JavaScript as I had given the form, right? Okay, then I'll go back and let me show a small registration. Suppose I am registering the quiz, right? It asks my name, my register number. Let me see, give me some 16. College name, branch, and you can submit registration here. Registration successful, right? And you can see in your profile page that quiz competition. You can get the quiz competition and the date, so it reminds that you have to attend the quiz competition in particular date. Let me go to the backend and can give a clear explanation of the backend I had done. So these are the folders I had created. Okay, this is the main Express app I had created. uh, Now let me go and um, folder by folder explanation, and this is my config folder. Allowed origins.js defines which domains are allowed actually to make requests. And course option sets the course options like methods and headers. And dbcon.js connects to the MongoDB using Mongoose. Here I had installed the Mongoose package and imported on this, and to connect the MongoDB using Mongoose. Roles list contains a list of roles like admin, editor, and the user. So inside my controller folder, I have created separate files like authcontroller.js for handling logic related to each feature. Logout control, refresh token control, register control, etc. This outcontroller.js handles login and token generation. So, refresh token controller issues new access tokens using a refresh token, and register controller manages new user registration and role assignment. And logout controller.js clear cookies or invalid tokens. So now I am giving explanation for one by one from register to logout. By the way, I will explain first model, because in this we are using the package module of user, right? I had already, that is from the model user MongoDB model I had created using Mongoose for the signed up page. I when I signed up because of the using the sign up form, I can give the details of my name, email, username, roles and password, etc., right? And that will be stored in my user model. That will create a user collection in my MongoDB. So I will import this module in my register control.js for the registry, for the perfect registration of a user. Okay. And also, so I have written functions like handle new user here. For the for that, first I will give from the request, I'll give the request of my name, email, user ID, etc. First it will check, the function will check whether the username, password or email matches to the previous already user uh, which are there, for example duplicate. And we will, using this find one method, we will find is there any user existed with the same username and or same email, and we will say if duplicate is found, we will give the response as message is duplicate. If in user password or email is not given, then we will say username and password are required here. Next, in the try and try catch blocks, we will give here const hashed password is there, right? So I will explain what it is. Let's talk about password security. When users sign up, we don't want to store the plain text passwords in the database. Instead, we hash the password using a package called bcrypt. So I had used a package called bcrypt that hashes the password and stores it in the hashed password is stored in the database, not the password which user gives. So if someone hacks my database, they cannot see actual passwords. So this is for security, I had used the hashed password concept here. You can see here. And in this method, in this function, this is a create function which creates the new user with the hashed password, and that was stored in my user db, right? Yes. And it will show success, new user is created. And we can export this register controller.js and can import this in routes API folder, right? We will import this, and we have to handle the new user by a post method using a router. And to keep this organized, I created separate route file inside the routes folder. I have an register.js for the registering of a new user related endpoints, and I used express router right here, and I will that. And then in my main server.js file, I import these routes files and mount them on a specific base path. So I had used a register route here, right, to connect the routes to the main app. To the main app. Okay. Now let me go to the auth controller.js. This is the login. Okay. This is the login. When a user successfully login, it gives a JWT token. So JWT token is in JSON form. We have it will JWT give two tokens. One is access token and another is refresh token. Access token is that has a small short period, and a refresh token has long period, right? So with that access token, with that access token we can access the routes like profile page and also the event details page, etc., with that access token only. Okay, then I will give, I haven't used any authorization roles here, but I can say I will say that I had given some user name and roles, right? If my role is admin, then I can post the event too. Not only access the details of event, I can post too. But if I'm only the user, I can access the only user details. Not I don't have the access to update or clear or delete or any posting the events, etc. So our access token, yes, and refresh token is mainly used. Refresh token is mainly used for if my access token is dead. That means my access token time is expired. Then my JWT then my JWT token is access token is expired, then it will say you are unauthorized, you cannot access these routes, you cannot access your profile page, etc. For that I have created also used refresh token also, that is stored into my cookie. Whenever my access token expires, then I will call my refresh route. Okay, then I will call my refresh route to post and get the refresh tokens, so that refresh token from the cookie, right? A refresh token creates the access token again. Okay, then it creates again the access token till the refresh token is expired. Okay. Then after the refresh token is also expired time, then you have to again log in for the new access token and refresh token. Okay, now I had given access token is expired for 10 minutes and refresh token is expired for 1 day. Okay, refresh token controller. This is my refresh token controller. This is my refresh token controller. You can see here it checks whether there is a cookie. Yes. Whether it is a JWT form. Yes. Then that cookie, then that cookies.jwt will be considered as the refresh token, as we had already said. And it says if there is a refresh token, if the user has the refresh token, yes, found. If not found, it will give a status of 403, that is forbidden. If it is found, then it evaluate the JWT. Okay, then it verifies the JWT. And I had also given some middleware for verifying JWT, whether the JWT token bearer is correct or not, right? I had given here auth header. From that authorization header only I will take the refresh token, right? Now this middleware verify jwt.js verifies the decoded username and user roles and gives the permission for the user to access the routes. So this is an important function. Verifies jwt whether it is correct or not. I mean whether the token is verified or not, or any malfigured or invalid signature. It will correct. It will say yes, this is my middleware. And my logout controller will says if, okay, refresh token is for 1 day and access token is for 10 minutes, right? I had already showed earlier. If I want to log out immediately, right, if I want to log out immediately and I don't need my I want to log out immediately, so that my refresh token will be vanished in my database. The reason why, because when I want to log out from the app, and when when I want to log in again, that will cancels my refresh token and make sure that you have to log in again even 1 day is not had gone. 1 day is not there. If, for example, see, there is a situation like I used my app, right? I log in into my app and I am getting access tokens 10 minutes after again, because I called my refresh token uh, in my routes. And when I call refresh token, it is refreshing giving new access tokens for accessing the routes like event details, etc. So when I want to I don't want to relog in, and I had gone and said and done another work, then after 3 or 4 hours I don't want to relog in and check my details. So that time my refresh token is 1 day, right? So without the relogin I can access the event details. So when I pressed on logout, that will cause the logout route. I will log out automatically. My refresh token will be uh, cleared and gone in my database. I have to relog in again. Okay, this is the logout controller. Okay, now let me show my API folder. I had used the handle login method in this router to export that. Then event.register for the registration of the event. Okay, like I had already shown the demo, right? Hackathon, fileathon, and quiz registration, and it will send the details of events in our profile, etc. So this is, and logout.js, I'd use the handle logout function, profile.js, and this shows the profile page registrations. I had already registered to the hackathon, etc. This profile shows my registrations, also the profile details access. You can get the post and get. Next, this is the refresh token route for the refreshing each time the token, and this is the registered route I had already created, and I had used all these routes here. First of all, I want to get the home page, right? So I used root.js. Next, I have to register, then checks my authorization like login. Next, my refresh token in the while I am logging in, a JWT token is uh, prepared, and that has some refresh token and access token, right? So this is the refresh route, uh, calls whenever access token is expired. Then this is logout route, and this is JWT profile route, because after verification of my JWT token only I can access the profile details. After verifying JWT only, I can register to my to the events. Okay, so these are the verifications of JWT. And next, I will see whether my Mongoose connection, and I can also run it in the port. I had already given to the port rate 8080. Let me show my some of my front end, like how I connected to this backend. Okay, I'm going to the public, and I'm going to the home page.html. mm. Okay, I'm going to the JavaScript, and I had created a checkout function for and used a fetch method. So this fetch method is used for making API request to the backend. When a user for example, when a user logs in, the backend gives them the JWT token, sorry, and I stored this token in the browser, usually in the memory or local storage, right? So using the fetch method, I accessed the details, and in order to make API requests, we use fetch method, right? And this is here, this is a get method. You can, and credentials include, and then if response is not okay, then it shows unauthorized. If the response is okay, then the data will be stored in the rest.json in a JSON format. It will give a response. Then it checks for the authentication is true. If the authentication is true only, it will display my profile icon. When the user logs in with their correct credentials only, then I will show them profile icon, because their profile page, right? And you can also see here for the gallery item, is the event. When I it's when I log, it checks whether I am logged in or not, and it also checks whether the whether the JWT is verified or not, and it also checks whether I have an access token or not. So if I don't have access token, my access token is expired, then it calls refresh route, okay, to create new access token. So it's a get method, and you can go to details page. Okay, if not, you are again redirect to the login page, so that you can log in again and get the access token and can get the event details. So this is home page, and you will go to the profile page. So this is my profile page. I had already said that so my access token must be stored in memory. So I stored it in memory, and I decoded my username from the JWT. So I decoded the username, and I used here the decoded one, and I also used the access token to access the profile page especially. And you can clearly see here, this is the logout link, as I had created a logout button in the profile page, and it calls the logout route here. Okay, for the refresh token, if the access token is expired, I will get my token from the authorization header. So this is my form details, and load event cards, mainly for profile registrations. If I registered for a hackathon event, so it calls and it gets the hackathon details in my profile page. And these are some detail pages, some quiz details dot pages I had. Next, register for event pages, etc. So I hope you all understood. And this is my, I'm sorry to say, and web login, this is my web login page. mm. Okay, and it says whether the username password dot value is sent to the request, and the body And if the response is okay, the access token is stored and the username is decoded here, and also access token is decoded here, and it will say login successful. Yes, otherwise login failed, etc. This is the web login page, and I will show my sign up page also. You can see here for the registration. It you can see here for the register. It calls the register route and then method post, so that you can store the data of an user who wants to register in the MongoDB user database. So I hope you clear about the backend. So one thing should be noted that you must store the access token in memory as a variable for the more security than in local storage or session storage, and you must store the refresh token in cookies. So this is the main point. And you can also use Axios rather than fetch for making API requests to the backend. And you can also authorize the roles like admin for the event creation, dynamic event creation and posting. I will sure make another video for the authorization roles and how an admin posts the event and how an admin updates the event, how he can delete the event, how the other users cannot access it, and how I can say it in next video. So a perfect app has Express Node. A perfect backend setup will be Express Node, JWT, and user authentication and authorization, MongoDB. I hope you all understood. Thank you and have a nice day.